Welcome to Daily Dreamer, the podcast that provides practical tips and insights to help you reach your biggest dreams. Tune in for daily doses of motivation, inspiration, and actionable advice to turn your aspirations into reality. Whether you're looking to find clarity, boost your confidence, or stay on track with your goals, Daily Dreamer is here to guide you every step of the way.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
You've given us a ton of interesting material on Jocko Willink,
Yeah.
the former Navy SEAL who's kind of become this leadership guru.
Mm-hmm.
We've got interview clips and articles, even some of your own personal anecdotes.
Yeah.
Seems like Jocko's message is really resonating with you lately.
Yeah, it really is.
So we'll be exploring his thoughts on discipline,
Okay.
facing setbacks, and that fascinating idea of finding your superpower.
Yeah.
And how all of this kind of connects back to, your experience with the Achilles injury and even your son's newfound love for timed mile runs.
Right.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, what's really striking about Jocko is that he doesn't fit neatly into a box.
Right.
You'd expect, a Navy SEAL to be all about grit and discipline.
Yeah.
But he's also deeply insightful about creativity and relationships, even grief. He connects these seemingly disparate ideas in a way that just makes you rethink things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Take his thoughts on discipline and creativity. You wouldn't think those two go hand in hand.
Right.
But he makes a compelling case for how they actually fuel each other,
Yeah.
especially in these high-pressure environments.
Exactly. He uses this brilliant analogy of the SEALs operating without a rigid doctrine,
Okay.
unlike other branches of the military.
Right.
That lack of strict rules forced them to improvise,
Yeah.
think outside the box, to actually be more creative in their problem solving.
Interesting.
It's almost like constraints breed innovation.
Which is so relevant to your world. Thinking back to your Achilles injury, you said rehab was brutal,
Oh, yeah.
but it also forced you to find new ways to train to stay active.
Yeah.
You had to get creative.
Totally. It's like Jocko says, this is why I'm here.
Okay.
That phrase has really stuck with me.
Yeah.
He uses it to describe his own rehab, but it's applicable to any setback.
Okay.
It's a reminder that those tough moments are often the crucible where growth happens.
So how do we actually apply that to your situation now? You're cleared to run again, but there's still some hesitation, right?
That's absolutely.
Some fear of re-injury.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And that's where Jocko's good philosophy comes in.
Okay.
It sounds crazy at first.
Yeah.
Like you stub your toe and yell, good.
Right.
But the psychology behind it is powerful.
Okay.
It's about reframing the setback as an opportunity.
So instead of thinking, ugh, my Achilles is acting up again, this is a disaster,
Right.
you could say, good. This is a chance to check in with my body, adjust my training, and come back even stronger.
Exactly. It's a subtle mental shift.
Sure.
But it can completely change your emotional response.
Yeah.
And that ties into another key theme from Jocko, action over feeling.
Okay.
He's all about discipline over motivation. Just get up and do the work.
Oh, he's got some killer quotes on that.
Yeah.
Discipline equals freedom.
Right.
Don't count on motivation.
Yeah.
It's like a no-nonsense slap in the face to get you moving.
And what's fascinating is how this connects to Sam Harris's idea that you can't fake courage. Jocko's emphasis on discipline is a way to cultivate that courage.
Interesting.
Because sometimes you just have to act, even when fear is whispering doubts in your ear.
And that reminds me of your story about procrastinating on those two tasks over the weekend.
Uh-oh.
You said you let them hang over your head, and it basically ruined your Saturday and Sunday.
Ugh, it's true.
Yeah.
It's anxiety costs Jocko talks about.
Okay.
By delaying those tasks, I paid a price in mental energy and lost enjoyment.
Right.
Had I just tackled them on Friday, I would have freed myself up to fully enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of how overthinking can actually be more draining than just doing the thing.
So discipline is about more than just getting things done.
Right.
It's about freeing yourself from those mental burdens, those anxiety costs, so you can actually enjoy life more.
Exactly. And it's not just about solo endeavors either.
Okay.
This idea of strength and resilience.
Yeah.
It's something Jocko carries into his philosophy on relationships as well. Remember that story he tells about meeting his wife?
Oh, yeah, the cheesy pickup line.
Yeah, but then he dives into this idea of seeking a partner who's emotionally independent.
I admit that part made me scratch my head a little.
Yeah, it might seem counterintuitive, right? But think about it. What kind of partnership are we trying to build?
Okay.
Do we want someone to complete us?
Right.
Or someone who stands beside us as an equal, capable of handling their own stuff?
Yeah.
That's where Jocko's idea of emotional independence comes in.
And he uses that powerful Bible quote,
Yes.
choose someone you could go to war with.
Powerful.
He describes his wife as this rock,
Yeah.
this pillar of strength, while he was deployed, handling everything at home without complaint.
It challenges the narrative of seeking partners who are overly vulnerable or anxiously attached.
Yeah.
Jocko is suggesting that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, strength, and the ability to support each other without creating codependency.
It's like you're both strong individuals, but together you're even stronger. It's a powerful image. But strength isn't just about facing external challenges.
Right.
It's about navigating internal ones as well.
Absolutely.
And this leads us to another area where Jocko offers some unexpected insights: grief and loss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You mentioned your own experiences with losing loved ones.
Yeah.
And Jocko speaks about this with such raw honesty. He doesn't sugarcoat it.
Right.
He acknowledges the pain, the rawness of grief.
And he uses this striking analogy of grief as a storm.
Yeah.
Initially, the waves of emotion are overwhelming.
Right.
But over time, they become weaker and less frequent.
It's such a comforting image.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel guilty like you're moving on too quickly.
Totally.
But this analogy normalizes the grieving process.
Right.
It reminds you that healing takes time and it's okay to feel those ebbs and flows of emotion.
He even offers some really practical advice.
Oh, yeah.
He suggests writing a letter to the deceased as a way to process those emotions, to find a sense of closure. It reminds me of Jordan Peterson's suggestion to journal through grief.
It's about actively engaging with those difficult emotions rather than trying to suppress them.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel sadness, anger, even relief.
Yeah.
The key is to allow those emotions to flow through you without getting stuck in them.
And it's interesting how this ties back to Jocko's emphasis on action over feeling.
Totally.
Even in grief, he's encouraging us to do something to take a step forward.
Yeah.
Even if it's just putting pen to paper.
Exactly. It's about taking those small, deliberate actions that move us through the grieving process, rather than getting paralyzed by the enormity of the loss. And this focus on action isn't just for adults. It's something he's instilling in his own kids. Remember how you mentioned your son's sudden obsession with timing his mile runs?
Oh, yeah. He's become a mini Jocko.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing how much he's been influenced by his books and videos. Who knew a Navy SEAL could be such a parenting guru?
Well, Jocko believes in empowering kids to face challenges head-on.
Right.
And he's a huge proponent of physical training, especially jiu-jitsu. He even tells his son that jiu-jitsu is a real superpower.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And it connects back to our discussion about confidence and bullying. Knowing how to fight, even if you never have to, changes the dynamic.
Yeah.
There's a primal recognition of someone who can handle themselves.
It's like Jocko says bullies are less likely to target someone they perceive as capable of defending themselves.
Interesting.
And beyond the physical aspect, training in martial arts also helps overcome that mental hurdle of being in a physical altercation.
Right. You're used to being grabbed. You're used to the physicality of it.
Yeah.
So there's less fear and hesitation.
Exactly.
It's like building that mental muscle of, I can handle this.
And that preparedness can be invaluable, not just in self-defense situations, but in any challenging situation where we need to act decisively. It's about training our minds and bodies to respond effectively to whatever life throws at us.
Which is a perfect segue to Jocko's personal story of how surfing led him to the SEALs. It highlights the importance of finding activities that push our boundaries and build that resilience.
Right.
It's about finding our own superpower, whether it's physical or mental.
And it's not just about discovering those strengths.
Okay.
It's about the deliberate practice, the embracing of discomfort that leads to mastery.
Yeah.
Whether it's surfing, jiu-jitsu, writing, or anything else, those pursuits push us outside our comfort zones and reveal hidden potential we never knew we had.
And speaking of pushing boundaries, there's one last theme I want to unpack in this first part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Jocko's incredible work ethic.
Oh, yeah.
It's mind-boggling how much he accomplishes.
Right.
Books, podcasts, businesses, speaking engagements. It's almost superhuman.
One key to his productivity is his willingness to outsource tasks he doesn't enjoy or isn't good.
Okay.
Focusing on what only he can do.
Right.
He's a master of building strong teams, delegating effectively, and constantly seeking ways to optimize his time and energy.
His wife even calls him not normal because of his work ethic.
I've heard that.
But it's clear he's found a way to align his passions with his work,
Yeah.
which makes that demanding schedule feel less burdensome.
It's about finding that sweet spot where hard work doesn't feel like a grind, but rather a fulfilling pursuit of your goals.
Yeah.
When you're truly passionate about what you're doing, the long hours and challenges become part of the journey, not obstacles to be endured.
It's like you're so energized by the work itself that it fuels you rather than draining you.
Exactly.
And this ties into a really crucial concept that we need to explore further.
Okay.
The idea of no solutions, only trade-offs.
Interesting.
You mentioned how much this has resonated with you lately, and I think it's a game changer for decision-making.
Absolutely. This idea, articulated beautifully by Thomas Sowell, is about accepting that we can't always have it all.
Right.
Every decision, every choice comes with both benefits and costs. There's always a trade-off.
And it's so easy to get caught up in searching for that perfect solution, the one that magically solves all our problems without any downsides.
But the reality is those perfect solutions rarely, if ever, exist.
Yeah.
And by embracing the trade-offs mentality, we can make more informed decisions,
Okay.
knowing that we're weighing the potential benefits against the inevitable costs.
It's about making peace with the fact that there will always be some degree of compromise,
Yeah.
some element of what if.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we've made the wrong choice.
Exactly.
It simply means we've made the best choice we could with the information we had at the time.
And this beautifully connects with the Christopher Hitchens quote you shared.
Oh, yeah.
We must choose our regrets. Even with the best intentions, there will be paths not taken, opportunities missed.
Right.
It's part of the human experience.
But instead of getting bogged down by what ifs,
Yeah.
we can focus on making the best choices we can now, knowing that each decision shapes our journey.
Absolutely.
And sometimes those choices, those trade-offs, lead us down unexpected paths,
Right.
pushing us outside our comfort zones and revealing strengths we never knew we had.
Yeah. Like Jocko's story of how surfing led him to the SEALs.
Yeah.
Sometimes those seemingly random turns in the road can lead us to our greatest passions and most fulfilling pursuits.
It's like life is this grand adventure.
Yeah.
And the trade-offs we make, the choices we face, are what make the journey so thrilling, so unpredictable, and ultimately so meaningful.
And even when those paths are challenging, even when they involve facing our fears and pushing our limits,
Right.
the rewards can be immeasurable.
It's about discovering our resilience, our adaptability, and the depths of our own courage. And speaking of courage, that brings us to a fascinating aspect of Jocko's philosophy that resonates deeply with your current situation: how to deal with fear.
Okay.
Yes. I was particularly intrigued by his thoughts on facing our fears, especially as I navigate my recovery and consider pushing myself further.
What's striking about Jocko's perspective is that he doesn't see courage as the absence of fear.
Okay.
Instead, he views it as the willingness to act despite fear. That's such an empowering idea.
Yeah.
It means that we don't have to wait for the fear to disappear to take action.
Right.
We can acknowledge the fear, even embrace it, and still move forward.
Exactly. He talks about how facing our fears, whether it's jumping out of a plane or starting a business, builds our confidence, resilience, and self-belief.
Yeah, okay.
It's about proving to ourselves that we're capable of more than we think we are.
Yeah.
That we can overcome challenges and that we're stronger than our fears.
And it reminds me of your curiosity about rip currents while surfing.
Oh.
It sparked a fascinating conversation about the power of preparation and the importance of knowing how to respond effectively to unexpected situations.
It's about having the knowledge, the skills, and the mental fortitude to navigate those potentially dangerous situations.
Right.
Not just in the ocean, but in life itself.
Yeah.
It's about being prepared, not just physically, but mentally,
Yeah.
to face whatever challenges come our way.
It's about being proactive, taking control of our own destiny, and not letting fear dictate our choices or hold us back from pursuing our passions. And on that note of facing fears and pursuing passions, there's one final concept I'd like to delve into in this first part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Jocko's emphasis on the importance of finding our own why.
Okay.
He talks about how having a clear sense of purpose, a driving force that motivates us, is essential for achieving lasting success and fulfillment.
He emphasizes that our why needs to be something that's deeply personal, something that resonates with our values, our passions, and our aspirations.
He often talks about how finding our why isn't always a straightforward process. It can involve introspection, experimentation, and a willingness to explore different paths until we discover something that truly ignites our passion.
It's about being honest with ourselves, about what truly matters to us, what motivates us, and what we want to contribute to the world. It's about recognizing that our why is unique to us.
Yeah.
That there's no one-size-fits-all answer, and that the journey of discovering our purpose is often as valuable as the destination itself.
And he emphasizes that once we've discovered our why, it becomes a guiding force in our lives, a source of motivation and inspiration that helps us through challenging times and keeps us focused on what truly matters.
It's about recognizing that our why is what gives our lives meaning and purpose, what drives us to achieve our goals, and what inspires us to make a positive difference in the world.
It's a reminder that we're not just here to go through the motions. We're here to make a difference, to leave our mark, and to create a life that's aligned with our deepest values and aspirations. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore how Jocko's why has shaped his own journey and how we can apply his insights to discover and pursue our own unique purpose.
It's good.
Picking up where we left off, let's explore how Jocko's why has shaped his own journey. He often talks about the importance of service, of making a positive impact on the world.
It's interesting how that sense of service has kind of evolved, from his military background into his current work. He's still leading, still teaching. But now it's on a broader stage, reaching a wider audience.
Exactly. It's like he's taken those lessons from the battlefield, the discipline, the leadership, the resilience, and translated them into principles that anyone can apply in their own lives.
And that's so powerful because it means that even if we're not, facing literal combat, we can still benefit from that warrior ethos, that mindset of overcoming obstacles and striving for excellence.
Absolutely. And it brings us to one of the most prevalent themes in our sources, leadership.
Okay.
But Jocko's take on leadership goes beyond traditional notions of authority and control.
He seems to focus more on leading by example, setting high standards and inspiring others to achieve their best. It's less about barking orders and more about serving others.
He often uses the analogy of a shepherd leading his flock, guiding them, protecting them, and ensuring their well-being.
Okay.
It's a very different image from the typical command and control style of leadership.
And it makes so much sense because true leadership isn't about power trips. It's about empowering others, about helping them grow and reach their full potential. It's about creating a shared vision and working together to achieve it.
He talks about the importance of building trust rapport and a sense of camaraderie within a team. Effective leaders, he argues, create an environment where everyone feels valued, respected, and supported.
Where individuals are encouraged to contribute their unique talents and perspectives. It's about fostering a culture of collaboration rather than competition.
And that leads to another key aspect of leadership that Jocko emphasizes: communication.
Okay.
It's about clearly articulating a vision, setting expectations, and providing regular feedback.
It's about creating a sense of transparency and open dialogue where people feel comfortable sharing their ideas and concerns. It's about building that mutual respect and understanding that allows for honest, constructive communication.
He also talks about the importance of leading with humility, recognizing that we don't have all the answers.
Okay.
It's about being open to feedback and being willing to learn from others.
It's about admitting when you're wrong, owning your mistakes, and constantly seeking to improve. It's a very different image from the traditional idea of a leader as someone who always has to be right.
And it's refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it acknowledges that we're all human, that we all make mistakes, and that true leadership involves learning and growing alongside your team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it ties back to his core message of extreme ownership.
Yes.
Because great leaders take responsibility, not just for their own actions, but for the actions of their team as well.
Exactly. And this focus on action is another crucial aspect of Jocko's philosophy.
Okay.
He's a firm believer that ideas are worthless without execution, and that the only way to achieve our goals is to get out there and make things happen.
He's all about overcoming inertia, breaking free from procrastination, and just taking that first step, even if it's a small one.
Okay.
Because action breeds confidence.
Right.
And the more we do, the more we learn and grow.
He often uses the analogy of a snowball rolling down a hill, gaining size and momentum as it moves. It's a reminder that the initial push might be tough, but once you get going, it gets easier to keep moving forward.
And it's about taking consistent action, even when we don't feel like it,
Yeah.
even when we're tired, even when we're afraid.
Yeah.
It's about developing that discipline to keep pushing forward, even when it's tough.
He talks about how taking action, even if we fail, is far better than doing nothing at all. Because failure is part of the process. It's an opportunity to learn and adjust.
Right.
It's about developing that growth mindset where setbacks are seen as stepping stones to success.
And the more action we take, the more opportunities we create for ourselves.
Exactly.
It's like putting ourselves out there, showing up, and letting the universe know that we're ready for whatever comes our way.
And speaking of being ready for what comes our way,
Yeah.
this brings us to another fascinating aspect of Jocko's thinking, his perspective on time. He often talks about the fleeting nature of time, the importance of making the most of every moment,
Right.
and the need to prioritize what truly matters.
He's always emphasizing that time is our most valuable resource,
Yes.
that it's finite and irreplaceable. And once it's gone, you can never get it back.
He often uses the analogy of an hourglass, with the sand steadily flowing from the top to the bottom, representing the constant passage of time. It's a powerful visual reminder that time waits for no one.
And it makes you think about how you're spending your days, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Are you wasting time on things that don't matter? Are you procrastinating on things that you should be tackling?
Exactly. It's a call to be more intentional about how we spend our time,
Okay.
to focus on the things that are most important to us,
Right.
and to let go of the things that are not.
It's about prioritizing, setting boundaries, and making conscious choices about how we want to spend this precious resource that we've been given.
And he also talks about the importance of living in the present moment, of savoring the experiences we have, and of appreciating the people in our lives.
It's about being present, engaging fully in the activities we're involved in, and cherishing the time we have with those we love.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that life is happening now, not in the past or the future.
And it's about recognizing that time is a gift, that every moment is precious, and that we need to make the most of it. It's a powerful message of gratitude, mindfulness, and the importance of living a life that's aligned with our values and our passions.
And speaking of living a life that's aligned with our values,
Okay.
another key theme that emerges from Jocko's work is the importance of discipline.
Oh, yeah. He's obviously known for his unwavering discipline,
Right?
his rigorous routines, and his commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when it's difficult.
He often talks about how discipline is the foundation for success, the key to achieving our goals,
Right.
and the bridge that connects our dreams to reality.
And he emphasizes that discipline isn't about deprivation or punishment. It's about freedom. It's about having the self-control to make choices that align with our values and our goals, even when those choices aren't easy or enjoyable in the moment.
It's about recognizing that the short-term gratification of indulging in our impulses
Yeah.
is often outweighed by the long-term satisfaction of achieving something meaningful and fulfilling.
He often uses the analogy of a muscle that gets stronger the more we use it.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that discipline is something we can cultivate through practice repetition and a commitment to doing what's right even when we don't feel like it.
And he emphasizes the importance of starting small, my term, of building momentum, and of gradually increasing our capacity for discipline over time. It's about recognizing that we don't have to become perfectly disciplined overnight.
Right.
It's a journey, a process of continuous improvement. And the key is to keep moving forward one step at a time.
And it's about recognizing that discipline creates freedom. The more self-control we have, the more choices we have, and the more power we have to shape our own lives.
It's about recognizing that discipline gives us the ability to say no to distractions, to temptations, and to the things that don't serve our goals, freeing us up to pursue the things that truly matter.
He often uses the analogy of a train running on tracks.
What?
Discipline keeps us on track, moving towards our destination,
Right.
while a lack of discipline can lead to derailment, distractions, and a failure to reach our full potential.
It's a powerful image.
Yeah.
And it reminds us that discipline isn't just about achieving external goals.
Right.
It's also about internal mastery, about developing self-control, resilience, and a sense of inner peace.
It's about recognizing that discipline gives us the power to regulate our emotions,
Yeah.
to overcome negativity, and to stay focused on what's important, even when things get tough.
He often talks about how discipline is the key to living a life of integrity, of aligning our actions with our values, and of becoming the best versions of ourselves.
It's about recognizing that discipline isn't a burden.
Right.
It's a gift, a tool that empowers us to live our lives with purpose, meaning, and fulfillment.
And when we combine discipline with action, that's when real magic happens.
Yes.
It's like we unlock a level of potential we never knew we had.
And that brings us to one of the most profound ideas we've encountered in our deep dive,
You okay?
Jocko's concept of detachment. It's a concept that might seem counterintuitive at first,
Yeah.
especially coming from someone known for his intensity and drive.
He talks about the importance of detaching from our emotions, from our ego, and from the outcomes of our actions. It's about recognizing that we can't control everything, that there are always factors outside of our control.
And he uses the analogy of a surfer riding a wave. The surfer doesn't get attached to any particular wave.
Okay.
They ride it, enjoy the experience, and then let it go.
It's a beautiful analogy because it highlights the importance of staying present and adaptable, of being ready to ride whatever comes our way without getting too caught up in the outcome.
It's about recognizing that there will always be more waves, more opportunities,
Right.
and that our happiness and well-being don't depend on any single outcome.
And it's important to emphasize that detachment doesn't mean apathy or indifference.
Right.
It's about maintaining perspective, finding contentment and peace within ourselves, regardless of what's happening around us.
It's about developing a sense of inner strength and resilience, knowing that we can handle whatever life throws our way without allowing it to define us or dictate our emotional state.
And this concept of detachment is particularly relevant in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with information stimulation and external pressures.
Oh, yeah.
It's about learning to filter out the noise, to focus on what truly matters, and to protect our mental and emotional well-being.
It's about recognizing that our worth isn't determined by external validation, social media likes, or the opinions of others.
Right.
It's about finding our own internal compass, our own sense of purpose and values, and living our lives in alignment with those principles.
And it's about recognizing that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances or the validation of others.
Yeah.
A powerful message of resilience, self-mastery, and the importance of finding peace and contentment within ourselves.
And as we continue exploring this idea of detachment, it's fascinating to see how it ties back to the earlier themes we discussed.
Okay.
Like the idea of embracing the good in every situation.
Yes, it's about detaching from the need for everything to go perfectly according to plan,
Right.
and instead seeing setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning.
And it's also connected to the importance of taking action. By detaching from the fear of failure, we free ourselves to take risks, to step outside of our comfort zones, and to pursue our goals with greater courage and conviction.
And when we combine detachment with a clear sense of purpose, with our why,
Yeah.
it's like we unlock a level of clarity and focus that allows us to navigate the challenges of life with greater ease and resilience.
It's like all of these pieces of Jocko's philosophy fit together to create a powerful framework for living a life of purpose, meaning, and impact. It's about embracing the challenges, seeking opportunities for growth, and recognizing that our potential is far greater than we often realize.
It's about developing a growth mindset, cultivating resilience, and taking extreme ownership of our lives. It's about embracing the responsibility that comes with freedom-making choices, with courage and conviction, and recognizing that our actions shape our lives.
And as we continue to delve into these ideas, it's becoming clear that Jocko's philosophy isn't just about achieving success in the traditional sense.
Right.
It's about becoming the best versions of ourselves, about living a life of integrity, purpose, and fulfillment.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of Jocko's approach to life, his emphasis on physical fitness.
Oh, yeah.
He's obviously known for his rigorous workout routines, but he emphasizes that it's about far more than just aesthetics or building muscle.
He sees physical fitness as a foundation for mental toughness, discipline, and resilience.
Yeah.
He argues that pushing our physical limits translates into a greater capacity to handle challenges in all aspects of life.
He often talks about how the discomfort we experience during a workout builds our capacity to endure discomfort in other areas of life. It's about training our minds and bodies to push through discomfort, to persevere in the face of adversity, and to develop a never-quit attitude that extends beyond the gym.
It's about building that mental toughness, that grit that allows us to face challenges head on,
Right.
whether it's in the gym at work or in our personal lives. And it's about recognizing that our physical health is a gift, a precious resource that we need to nurture and protect.
He emphasizes the importance of finding activities that we enjoy, that challenge us, and that we can sustain over the long term. It's about making physical fitness a part of our lifestyle, not just a temporary pursuit.
It's about finding activities that bring us joy, that motivate us to keep moving, and that we can integrate into our daily routines. It's about making movement a part of who we are rather than something we have to force ourselves to do.
And he often talks about the importance of finding our own why, for exercising a deeper purpose that motivates us beyond just aesthetics or external validation.
Right.
It's about connecting our physical fitness to our values, our goals, and our overall sense of purpose. It's about recognizing that taking care of our physical health is an act of self-respect, a way of honoring our bodies and enabling ourselves to live our lives to the fullest.
And it's not just about individual well-being. It's also about being able to contribute more effectively to our families, our communities, and our society as a whole.
It's about recognizing that when we take care of ourselves, we're better equipped to take care of others. It's about being physically and mentally strong enough to handle the demands of life, to support those we love, and to make a positive difference in the world.
And it's about recognizing that our physical health is a gift, a precious resource that we need to nurture and protect. It's about making choices that support our well-being, prioritizing our health, and recognizing that investing in our physical fitness is an investment in our overall happiness, longevity, and quality of life.
It's fascinating to see how Jocko's emphasis on physical fitness ties back to so many other aspects of his philosophy, like the idea of discipline.
Exactly. It takes discipline to stick to a workout routine, to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, and to make healthy choices day after day.
And it also connects to the idea of facing our fears.
Right.
Sometimes the most challenging opponent we face is our own inner resistance, our own self-doubt.
And it's in those moments when we push ourselves beyond our perceived limits
Yeah.
that we discover our true strengths, both physically and mentally.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of Jocko's approach to life. His emphasis on the importance of facing our fears. He's a firm believer that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite fear.
He emphasizes the importance of stepping outside our comfort zones, pushing our limits, and confronting the things that scare us.
Okay.
He often talks about how facing our fears, whether it's jumping out of a plane or starting a business,
Right.
builds our confidence, resilience, and self-belief.
It's about proving to ourselves that we're capable of more than we think we are, that we can overcome challenges, and that we're stronger than our fears. And it's about recognizing that the more we face our fears, the less power they have over us.
It's like a muscle that gets stronger with use.
Okay.
The more we expose ourselves to the things that scare us, the less intimidating they become. And he often talks about how the things we regret most in life are often the things we didn't do because of fear.
It's a powerful reminder that fear can hold us back from living a full and meaningful life, that it can prevent us from pursuing our passions, from taking risks, and from realizing our true potential.
And Jocko encourages us to challenge our fears, to question their validity, and to recognize that they are often far less threatening than we imagine.
He emphasizes that facing our fears isn't about being reckless or irresponsible.
Yeah.
It's about calculated risk-taking, about assessing the situation, developing a plan, and taking action with confidence and determination.
It's about recognizing that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite fear. It's about choosing to move forward even when we're afraid, trusting in our abilities and believing in ourselves.
And that belief in ourselves, that self-confidence, is often the key to unlocking our full potential and achieving things we never thought possible.
It's about recognizing that we're far more capable than we often give ourselves credit for, and that with the right mindset and the right support, we can overcome any obstacle and achieve anything we set our minds to.
And it's so inspiring, isn't it?
Yeah.
It makes you want to get out there and tackle those challenges that you've been putting off, to face those fears that have been holding you back.
Absolutely. And it brings us back to Jocko's core message of extreme ownership. Because when we take ownership of our fears, when we acknowledge them and choose to confront them, we empower ourselves to create the life we want rather than letting fear dictate our choices.
It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose courage over fear, action over inaction, and growth over stagnation.
And that's such a powerful message. It reminds us that we're not victims of circumstance, that we have the power to create our own reality, and that by embracing the challenges and facing our fears, we can live a life that's truly extraordinary.
And as we continue to delve into Jocko's insights, it's becoming increasingly clear that his philosophy isn't just about achieving external success.
Right.
It's about cultivating inner strength, resilience, and a sense of purpose that allows us to thrive in all areas of life.
It's about embracing the challenges, seeking opportunities for growth, and recognizing that our potential is far greater than we often realize.
It's about developing a growth mindset, cultivating resilience, and taking extreme ownership of our lives. It's about embracing the responsibility that comes with freedom, making choices with courage and conviction, and recognizing that our actions shape our lives.
And as we continue to explore Jocko's philosophy, we're discovering a powerful framework for living a life of purpose, meaning, and impact. It's about striving for excellence, pushing our limits, and making a positive difference in the world around us.
And speaking of striving for excellence, let's delve into another key theme that emerges from Jocko's work, the importance of goal setting. He's a firm believer in having a clear vision for the future and taking consistent action to make those dreams a reality.
He emphasizes the importance of setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals.
Okay.
It's about creating a roadmap for success, a clear path to follow that keeps us motivated and on track.
He talks about breaking down large goals into smaller, more manageable steps, creating a sense of momentum and progress along the way.
It's about recognizing that achieving big dreams often involves taking small, consistent actions over time.
Right.
It's about developing discipline, perseverance, and a willingness to put in the work day after day until we reach our desired destination.
And he emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who support our goals, who hold us accountable, and who inspire us to keep striving for excellence.
It's about building a network of support, a team of individuals who believe in our vision and who are willing to help us along the way. It's about recognizing that we don't have to achieve our dreams alone.
Yeah.
There are people who can offer guidance, encouragement, and a helping hand when we need it most.
And it's about recognizing that achieving our goals isn't just about reaching a destination.
Right.
It's about the journey itself, the lessons we learn, the challenges we overcome, and the growth we experience along the way.
It's about embracing the process, recognizing that the journey is just as important as the destination, and that the obstacles we encounter often teach us more than the successes we celebrate.
It's a beautiful way to look at it because it takes the pressure off of achieving that end goal and allows us to appreciate the process, the ups and downs, the lessons learned along the way.
And it ties back to Jocko's message of embracing the good in every situation, because even the setbacks, the challenges, the failures can all be valuable learning experiences that shape our character and help us grow.
And it's about recognizing that the pursuit of our goals is a lifelong endeavor, a journey of continuous growth, learning, and adaptation. It's about embracing the challenge, staying committed to our vision, and never giving up on our dreams, no matter how difficult the path may become.
It's about having faith in ourselves, in our ability to learn and grow and to achieve things we never thought possible. It's about embracing the journey, recognizing that the greatest rewards often lie in the pursuit itself, and that the pursuit of our goals is what gives our lives meaning and purpose.
And as we continue to delve into these insights, it's becoming increasingly clear that Jocko's philosophy is about far more than just achieving external success. It's about cultivating inner strength, resilience, and a sense of purpose that allows us to thrive in all areas of life.
It's about embracing the challenges, seeking opportunities for growth, and recognizing that our potential is far greater than we often realize.
And speaking of recognizing our potential, I'm struck by how Jocko seems to tie everything back to the importance of taking extreme ownership. It's a concept he developed during his time as a Navy SEAL, but it has profound implications for all aspects of life.
He talks about taking full responsibility for our actions, our choices, and our outcomes. It's about recognizing that we have the power to control our own destiny, and that we're not victims of circumstance.
He emphasizes the importance of looking inward, first identifying our own contributions to problems, and focusing on solutions rather than blame. It's about shifting from a mindset of, it's not my fault, to a mindset of, what can I do to make this better?
It's about empowering ourselves to take action and to create positive change rather than getting stuck in a cycle of blame and victimhood. And this principle of extreme ownership extends to all areas of life.
It's about taking responsibility for our relationships, our health, our finances, and every other aspect of our lives that we have the power to influence.
It's about recognizing that we're not passive passengers in our own lives. We're the drivers, and we have the power to choose the direction we want to go.
And sometimes that means making tough choices, having difficult conversations, and holding ourselves and others accountable for their actions.
It's about embracing the responsibility that comes with freedom, recognizing that our choices have consequences, and that we have the power to create the life we want.
And that power, that ability to take ownership of our own lives, is incredibly liberating.
Absolutely.
It allows us to move forward with confidence, to face challenges with courage, and to create a life that's aligned with our values and our goals.
It's about stepping into our own power, embracing the responsibility that comes with it, and recognizing that we're the architects of our own destiny.
And it's a powerful message, isn't it?
Yeah.
It reminds us that we're not helpless victims of circumstance, that we have the power to shape our own lives. And that by taking extreme ownership, we can create a reality that's aligned with our deepest values and aspirations.
And it's a message that resonates deeply with all of the other themes we've been exploring in this deep dive. The importance of discipline, the power of action, the need for detachment, the pursuit of our why.
It's like all of these pieces fit together to create a powerful framework for living a life of purpose, meaning, and impact. And as we continue to explore these ideas, it's becoming increasingly clear that Jocko's philosophy is about far more than just achieving external success.
Right.
It's about cultivating inner strength, resilience, and a sense of purpose that allows us to thrive in all areas of life.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of Jocko's approach to life, his emphasis on mental toughness.
Okay.
He often talks about the importance of developing a strong mind, of cultivating resilience, and of overcoming adversity with grit and determination.
He sees mental toughness as a key ingredient for success in all areas of life, from the battlefield to the boardroom to our personal relationships.
He often talks about how our minds are far more powerful than we realize.
Right.
That they have the ability to overcome even the most challenging circumstances, and that by developing mental toughness, we can achieve things we never thought possible.
He emphasizes the importance of positive self-talk, of replacing negative thoughts with empowering ones, and of focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on problems.
He talks about the importance of visualization, of seeing ourselves succeeding in our minds, and of believing in our ability to achieve our goals.
He emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with positive and supportive people,
Yeah.
of seeking out mentors and role models,
Yeah.
and of learning from the experiences of others.
And he talks about the importance of taking care of our physical health.
Right.
Because he recognizes that a strong body supports a strong mind.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and exercising regularly.
And it's fascinating to see how all of these pieces of Jocko's philosophy fit together, how they reinforce and support each other. It's like he's created a comprehensive blueprint for living a life of purpose, meaning, and impact.
And it's a blueprint that we can all learn from and apply to our own lives, regardless of our background, our circumstances, or our goals.
And it's a message that resonates deeply with our current times, when so many people are feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and uncertain about the future.
It's a message of hope, empowerment, and the belief that we have the power to create the life we want, even in the face of adversity.
And that's a powerful message to carry with us, isn't it?
Yeah.
It reminds us that we're not helpless victims of circumstance, that we have the power to shape our own lives, and that by embracing the challenges facing our fears and cultivating inner strength, we can achieve anything we set our minds to.
And that brings us to another key aspect of Jocko's philosophy that I think is particularly relevant to our conversation today. His emphasis on the importance of mentorship. He often talks about the impact that mentors have had on his own life and the importance of seeking out guidance and support from those who have walked the path before us.
He sees mentorship as a vital part of personal and professional growth, a way to learn from the experiences of others, to gain valuable insights, and to accelerate our own journey.
He emphasizes the importance of finding mentors who are aligned with our values, who have achieved the kind of success we aspire to, and who are willing to share their knowledge and experience.
He talks about the importance of being a good mentee, being humble, eager to learn, and willing to put in the work.
He emphasizes the importance of asking good questions, of listening attentively, and of being open to feedback and constructive criticism.
And he also talks about the importance of paying it forward, of becoming a mentor ourselves once we've gained experience and wisdom.
He sees mentorship as a cycle, a way to pass on knowledge and support from one generation to the next. And he encourages all of us to embrace both the roles of mentee and mentor.
It's a beautiful concept. And it ties back to his message of service, of making a positive impact on the world. Because when we mentor others, we're not just helping them achieve their goals. We're also contributing to the greater good, to the collective growth and evolution of our society.
And it's a reminder that we're all interconnected, that we all have something to offer, and that by sharing our knowledge and experience, we can make a difference in the lives of others.
And speaking of making a difference, another key theme that emerges from Jocko's work is the importance of having a positive impact on the world. He often talks about the importance of service, of contributing to something greater than ourselves, and of leaving the world a better place than we found it.
He sees service as a fundamental part of the human experience, a way to connect with others, to make a difference, and to find meaning and purpose in our lives.
He emphasizes the importance of finding something we're passionate about, something that aligns with our values, and using our talents and skills to make a positive impact.
He encourages us to volunteer our time, to donate to worthy causes, to mentor others, and to use our voices to advocate for the things we believe in.
And he reminds us that even small acts of service can make a big difference, that every little bit counts, and that by working together, we can create a ripple effect of positive change that can transform the world.
It's a powerful message of hope and inspiration.
Yeah.
And it reminds us that we all have the power to make a difference, that we're not just passive observers, but active participants in the unfolding story of our world.
And it's a message that resonates deeply with Jocko's overall philosophy, which is all about taking ownership, embracing challenges, and striving for excellence in all areas of life.
It's a philosophy that's grounded in action, in service, and in the belief that we have the power to create the life we want and to make a positive impact on the world around us.
And as we continue to explore these ideas, I'm finding myself feeling incredibly inspired and motivated to step up my own game, to embrace the challenges, and to make a more conscious effort to live a life of purpose and impact.
And that's the beauty of Jocko's work, isn't it? It challenges us to think differently, to push our limits, and to strive for greatness, not just for ourselves, but for the betterment of humanity.
And as we move into the final part of our deep dive, I'm excited to see what other insights and gems of wisdom we uncover.
I think we'll find that Jocko's philosophy is full of surprises, that it challenges our assumptions, and that it offers a powerful framework for living a life that's both meaningful and fulfilling.
You know, it's amazing. Even after hours of diving into this material, there's still so much to unpack with Jocko Willink.
Oh, right.
It's like he's got this endless well of wisdom drawn from his experiences in the SEALs and business and life.
And what's so compelling is how he weaves together these seemingly disparate areas.
Right.
Combat, jiu-jitsu, parenting, even surfing.
Yeah.
He finds these universal principles that apply across the board.
Right.
And it really makes you rethink your own approach to challenges.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we talked about his concept of detachment and how that can help us navigate the ups and downs of life without getting too caught up in the outcomes.
Right.
But how do we actually put that into practice?
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, right?
It is. But remember that surfer analogy?
Yeah.
You ride the wave, you enjoy the experience. But you don't cling to it. You let it go knowing there will be more waves to come.
Okay.
It's about focusing on the process, on doing your best in each moment without getting overly attached to a specific result.
So it's about shifting your focus from the destination to the journey itself.
Exactly.
Enjoying the ride even when it gets bumpy.
And that ties into another concept that's woven throughout Jocko's philosophy.
Okay.
The importance of mindset. He's constantly talking about the power of our thoughts, about how our beliefs shape our reality.
He's got that famous line, discipline equals freedom.
Oh, yeah.
At first, it sounds paradoxical.
Right.
But the more we delve into his ideas, the more it makes sense.
Right. Because when you cultivate discipline, you're essentially freeing yourself from the tyranny of your impulses, from those knee-jerk reactions that often lead us astray. You're taking control of your mind, your emotions, your actions.
And that reminds me of your story about procrastinating on those 2 tasks over the weekend. By giving in to that impulse to put things off, you ended up paying a price in mental energy and lost enjoyment. It was the opposite of freedom.
Exactly. It's a perfect illustration of how a lack of discipline can actually imprison us, weigh us down with those anxiety costs Jocko talks about.
Right.
And it's not just about getting things done. It's about freeing ourselves up to be more present, more engaged, more fully alive in each moment.
So discipline is like the key that unlocks the door to freedom, to experiencing life more fully with less baggage and more joy. It's a pretty radical idea.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see how it all connects.
And it's not just about individual freedom either.
Okay.
Jocko's ideas about discipline and ownership extend to leadership, to teamwork, to building stronger relationships.
That's right. Remember that powerful Bible quote he uses, choose someone you could go to war with?
Oh, yeah. Such a good one.
It's about seeking a partner who embodies that same strength, that same resilience, that same commitment to facing challenges head on.
It's a very different perspective from the typical romantic ideal, right?
Yeah.
But it speaks to the kind of deep, enduring partnership he believes in.
Yeah.
One built on mutual respect, shared values, and the ability to support each other through life's inevitable storms.
It's a partnership where each individual is strong and capable on their own, but together they're an unstoppable force. And it ties back to that idea of finding your superpower.
Yeah.
Because sometimes our superpower isn't some flashy skill or talent, but rather that quiet inner strength, that unwavering determination to keep going no matter what.
And that's something you've clearly demonstrated in your own life, especially with your Achilles injury. You could have easily given up, let the setback define you, but you didn't. You dug deep, found new ways to train, and came back even stronger.
It wasn't easy.
I bet.
But it was definitely good experience, to use Jocko's term.
Right.
It forced me to rethink my limits, to tap into a level of resilience I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring to see that same spirit in my son, thanks to Jocko's influence. He's become this little discipline machine.
That's fantastic. And it speaks to the power of role models, of surrounding ourselves with people who embody the values we aspire to. Jocko talks about how our tribe shapes us, influences our mindset, and ultimately determines our trajectory in life.
So it's not just about absorbing these ideas from books and podcasts.
Right.
It's about finding people who are living them out, who can guide us and inspire us to do the same.
Exactly. And it brings us back to that core principle of extreme ownership. Because ultimately, we're responsible for choosing our influences, for creating an environment that supports our growth, and for taking action to become the best versions of ourselves.
This deep dive has been incredible. We've explored so many facets of Jocko's philosophy, from discipline and leadership to relationships and facing fears. What's truly striking is how all these seemingly separate pieces fit together to create this powerful framework for living a life of purpose, meaning, and impact.
It's like he's given us a blueprint, a set of tools we can use to navigate the complexities of life with greater clarity, courage, and conviction.
And what's most inspiring is that it's not just about achieving some abstract definition of success.
Right.
It's about becoming the best versions of ourselves, about living a life that's aligned with our values, and about making a positive difference in the world around us.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to create the life we want, to overcome adversity, and to leave a legacy that matters.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, the question becomes, what will you do with these insights?
Yeah.
How will you apply Jocko's wisdom to your own life, to your own unique journey? Remember, even small steps taken consistently can lead to extraordinary results. Until next time, keep diving deep.